Hello, this is Seth Hall, Mr. Hall, teaching my student Sarah. Alright, Sarah, let's begin and go ahead and grab our flute case. Now, a little word of caution. You should make sure you have the flute case the right side up. I've almost done it a few times where I've opened it wrong side, and then the flute kind of wants to fall out. So, see how I have my case with the latches going up? Yeah, just be careful and make sure if you do set it on your lap, feet on the floor, you don't want this thing to fall down. Because you like your flute.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright, so let's open it up. Alright. I'm going to show you some of the parts of the flute. So, I've got a little picture I want to show you. See my cute little stick figure here?
Yeah.
You've got the head, the body, and the foot. Now, look across the flute and compare. What's this part right here called? This top part?
The head joint.
Head joint. Very good.
The body.
The body.
And the foot joint.
Good, good. And see how it relates to us? Yeah. So, can you tell me what this is?
Is that the head joint?
That is.
The foot joint?
Foot joint. Very good. And?
That's the body.
Body. Excellent. Alright. So we're going to put this together in just a moment. But before we do, I want to find this rod right here. And find your little swab. These are what you're going to use to clean the flute when we get done. And what this does is it just removes the moisture. This is a tuning rod, like a rod. And then when we go to clean it, and I'll show you then. But basically you're going to stick this through. Make sure none of the plastic is showing in the run it through the flute. And I'll show you how to do that when we end.
Okay.
But just so you know what this is. Alright, let's talk about putting the flute together. If you take your body of your flute out, I want you to look at all these little rods right here. Right. Be very careful with these little rods because they're very easy to bend or break. So whenever we're putting our flute together, we're always going to grab it by a place, not the rods.
Okay.
Because if we grab it by the rods, we might break something.
Okay.
Alright, so grab your body and grab your head joint and to put it on, we're just gonna gently twist. Right? And then to align this, see this right here? This is what we call the embouchure hole. And surrounding it's the lip plate.
Yeah.
You want the center of this embouchure hole to line up with this second key right here.
This one?
Yes. So look down, get that lined up. Good? Cool. And then we're going to pull it out about 1/4 of an inch. Now you should have a Sharpie mark, so go ahead and line it up with that Sharpie mark. Yeah, twist it out. There's John's Sharpie mark right there. Double check that you are lined up. Alright, very good. So, that's what we're going to do for that. And eventually when we put the head joint on, which we'll do at the end of our lesson, same deal, very gently twist, make sure you don't grab it by the rods.
Okay.
Okay? So, what I want you to do is take the head joint back out, gently twist it, make sure not to grab any rods. Make sure not, right here.
There.
That's where I find the best places. Right, and then You're just going to gently set the body back in. And now we're going to start working on making some sounds. So match that case back up. And we're going to set it on the floor. Alright. So I want you to do some imagining with me. Imagine it's a hot summer day. You're very thirsty. And ooh, there's a big piece of juicy watermelon. You're eating this watermelon, but uh-oh, there's a seed in it. You're gonna try and spit that seed out. Imagine what it's like. Imagine the motion you do. Try and spit that seed out. Yeah, you won. Now, try and aim for the stand here, and imagine shooting that seed straight to this point on the stand. You want to keep like really precise, steady aim, and just give it a lot of like power to get over there. Okay? You really want to get that watermelon seed over there. You want to get it over there. Try sticking your tongue right here. Want to really keep it focused. See how focused you can get. Yeah. What does that feel like?
Very weird. Different, even.
Very weird. How so?
I don't know. I'm used to playing the trumpet, and it's very different, like, embouchure. So, it's very interesting to stick your tongue out.
Yeah. When we play flute, we won't stick our tongue out, but that helps us visualize the flute embouchure we're going to have. So when we're playing the flute, we want a really focused, directed airstream. So let's try to do that a little bit on the mouthpiece, the head joint. So what we're going to do is kind of anchor it on this bottom lip, and you can press a little bit in to anchor it. And maybe roll it up, feel where that embouchure hole is, and then roll back. Yep. And then you're going to spit your watermelon seed. Yeah. See how like focused you can get. You also think like you have a little grain of rice, and you're going to want to spit that rice out. So try that.
Sorry. Is it like way too far forward, or does it?
There you go. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So very good, very good. And now I shall explain. When we're playing flute, we want to try and aim our airstream so that it splits right here. See what that is?
You mean like half of it goes in there and half of it? Okay.
So try that. Yeah, that's the best sound yet.
Okay.
Alright, let's try some. Repeat after me. You can maybe think about trying to really get your bottom lip to really cover up that lip plate. See how big this is?
Mhm.
You want your bottom lip to be all over it.
Okay. Does it need to be like closer?
Yeah. Yeah. Liz, the teacher, the grad student in our flute class, says think about a despondent trout. Kind of that embouchure. You know, you don't want to have like corners up or anything like that. Just down. And really focused watermelon spitting embouchure.
Okay.
Alright, so let's try some more head joint games. Alright, so we're going to take our hand and cover the end. So, listen to this, and I want you to try and do it. Yeah, that was very good. Very good. Take a break. Let your air catch up. Feeling lightheaded yet?
Kinda.
So, the next thing we're going to try is we're going to stick our finger in, and it'll change the pitch, as you'll hear. And so we'll have some fun with that. Alright, so let's try this. Alright. I just stuck my finger in further.
Oh.
Take a moment and breathe out. Yeah, just take as many breaks as you need. I know the first time I tried to play flute, I just about passed out. It takes a lot of air to play flute, and so you want to pace yourself and take it in short chunks and build up that air support. Plus, it helps to really keep your airstream really focused. Always like spitting that really small watermelon seed super far and super straight. Thinking about that will help. Alright, let's try repeating after me. Sorry. Take a break. Now's a chance to talk about your airstream direction. So remember, we're always keeping this focused airstream, and we're kind of aiming it right about here so the air splits. But it kind of changes just a little bit when we put it in the flute and we go to like low notes or high notes. So I want you to imagine we've got a point here, here, and here, right?
Mm-hmm.
These 3 points. So right here is dead straight if you're playing the flute. Down here is where you would aim for lower notes. And right about here is where you would aim for higher notes. And as you start getting really high, your air will go more upwards.
Mm-hmm. Do you aim it by receding and like moving your lips? Like how do you?
So you aim it by moving your jaw.
Okay.
So if I'm playing a low note here, and I want to go up to a high note, I'll push my jaw out, and that just kind of changes the airstream. Kind of feel that with your hand. So think hold your hand about right here, and think about aiming down there with your air. Now hold your hand in front of your face, push your jaw forward, and try and aim for that. Feel the difference?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Alright, let's try some more head joint. And think about that. Let's try this low note. Let's try aim lower. And then as we go a little higher, aim a little higher. For me, it doesn't feel like a huge difference. It's very slight jaw movements. You don't want to like blow your air completely away or completely down. Yeah, you always want to think about it being somewhere in there.
Okay.
I have to say your aperture right here, that's that opening in your lips,
Mm-hmm.
is very good in focus. It's really good.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Let's get our flutes out. So make sure to keep the head joint nice and safe. Grab our flute case. I always have to double check and make sure I'm opening up on the right side. Alright. And you remember what to do when we're assembling the flute?
You don't touch, like you don't hold it by these.
Right.
And you like put it in and then you like pull it out to the Sharpie mark.
Yeah.
About half an inch.
Which is, no, it's about 1/4 of an inch.
1/4 of an inch. Okay. Sorry. You said it in my defense.
And where should the embouchure hole be lined up?
With the second vowel. This vowel. Right?
Second key?
Key. Sorry. Trumpet speak.
Trumpet key. I do it all the time.
I'm not a trumpet player. Okay, so it's very hard for me to find the Sharpie. Is it this mark?
I think John's Sharpie mark has gone off. But, you know, even without that, you can kind of imagine flute's in all the way. You want to pull it out 1/4 of an inch from there,
Okay.
which is about right there. And then you want to make sure your embouchure hole is lined up with the center. Yes. And were this your own flute, we would make a Sharpie mark on it. But since it's John's, I don't want to touch it. But the reason we do that is for consistency. I mean, even college level, professional level players have some kind of mark on their flute. That way, every day when you put your flute together, it's the same. And you don't have a day like, I sounded really good yesterday. I wonder why I don't sound so good today. It's probably because this head joint's in a different spot. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Alright, so let's talk about how we hold the flute we have several anchor points. Our first anchor point is going to be up here, our bottom lip and our chin. Our next anchor point is going to be a shelf with our left index finger. So can you do this? You make that shelf, and that's going to fit right in here with the flute resting on it. And your first index finger is going to go on this key right here. Yes. Not this very first key, but the second key down. Alright, and then our left thumb is going to rest on this. And you're going to go ahead and press that down. Yes. Yep. Alright. And then, next anchor point is our right thumb. It's going to go right here. These three fingers rest on the bottom three keys. Yep. Yes. And then our last anchor point is our pinky, right here.
So these three are going to, does it go in here, or?
They won't touch anything, but they go on this key right here. Right here.
This one?
Yep, and this one. Yeah. So we skipped this key. If you remember saxophone, we also skipped
Yes.
that one key. Okay? And yeah, make sure you got that good shelf support. We'll pull it out. Alright. So if you remember when we had the head joint out, it was level. So we want to make sure we keep our flute level or just slightly below level. It's really tempting once we get the weight of the flute out, you can drop it. For it to want to sag down. We don't want to be saggy flute players. It'll be nice right here. So hold up your flute and look at the mirror and kind of look at what that looks like.
Oh no, I lost the anchors.
Oh, you're good. And remember, these three fingers go on the last three keys of the body.
And
Yeah.
then
And then pinky is anchored right here.
there,
Yes.
like that.
Yes. And make sure you don't press those keys down. Just keep the shelf up. Yep. I know, it's tough. Especially because you have tiny hands.
Like that.
Yep. And then just slightly, see if you can slightly curve your fingers so they're close to the key. Yep. It might help you. Can you get your shelf smaller so that it's actually resting? See where it's resting on mine?
Like there. Is it supposed to be resting on this part of the bend?
No, this part right here, right at the very
Oh.
base. Yeah. Hold it up for me. I'm going to adjust your hand, okay?
Okay.
Can you do like this? Yeah, just like that. Can you do like that? Yeah, that'll be fine. You have short fingers. So if you were my middle school student, I would probably not put you on flute. Just because it seems like you're having a hard time holding it. But fortunately we don't have to use that pinky key today. Alright, so let's put our flute up into playing position for me. Yes, very good. Make sure you're not accidentally pressing any keys. Yeah. See if you can balance it without pressing keys. Except the thumb key. Got it?
Mhm.
Alright. Relax. Let's try and make our first sound. Okay? So, remember the same thing in spitting the watermelon seed. Yep. That's very good. good first sound. Alright, so first sounds there. Let's try our first note, which is a B. You're going to press this thumb key and
Which thumb key?
this thumb key, the thumb key we rest on.
Okay.
And this first key, first index key. Alright? Very good. Alright, you want to try an A, so it's the next finger. Very good. Try B. Try A. Very good. And then last note, G. Yeah. So very, very good first notes. So, over the weekend, why don't you practice some of this? I want you to spend mostly time on the head joint. Just practice the things we did with the hand, put the hand on, use the finger, try different rhythms and stuff, and just try and get the best head joint sound you possibly can. And then if you want, get the body out without the foot joint for now. We'll do the foot joint maybe in a few weeks. And then just try some of those notes. Try and get them to sound as full as you can. Remember to watch yourself in the mirror and don't let the flute sag down or anything. And you'll be well on your way. Alright, do you have any questions for me?
I don't think so. Are you going to show me how to
Clean the flute? Of course. So, we're gonna, yep, I usually do. Usually stick it over. And then make sure none of the plastic is showing. And then we're just gonna gently move it through here. Be really careful with the head joint not to push too hard in, because if you look, there's a little cork in there. We don't want to touch that cork.
So do you normally just go like a little bit past the...
Yes.
Why don't you want to touch the cork?
It affects a lot of things with the flute, like its intonation especially. So we don't want that cork to move.
Oh.
Alright.
Which way do I put it?
Right that, like that.
This way?
And if you don't have any more questions for me, then I'm gonna end my video.